Hello everyone, c'est moi. Uh, what's the word? Sorry, I'm adjusting my volume here so I'm not peaking the damn mic. Is that good? Yeah, I think that's good. It looks good. I know nothing about audio wizardry, but my voice is in the yellow, so I'm just gonna assume that's good enough. That is a box. Wait, I have several boxes. There are several boxes. And that's about all I have to say about that. First off, I would like to apologize for the squeaking chair. We're working on getting a new chair. So if you get annoyed by squeaking chair noises, I'm sorry. And I tried to set up a noise cancellation for this microphone, so it wouldn't pick up chair sounds. Obviously, that's not the case. It just must mean that this chair is really loud or the microphone is just that good. We're just gonna hope that the microphone is that good. Okay. With that all being said, hello, welcome to this live stream. I am currently streaming through OBS, so I have a multitude of new tools on my hands, and just a multitude of different things that I just simply do not know. So if there are any technical issues with the stream, I apologize. I'm figuring it out. Okay? I'm just a guy. I'm just like a simple guy trying to figure out life, trying to figure out the world. One little silly drawing at a time. This is my Moleskine watercolor A4 page size sketchbook that we're going to be using today. Since I love the people who watch my lives, we're going to give you a little tour of all the pages that I've done so far. Such as the beginning page that has nothing on it. I need to go ahead and decorate this at some point because right now it's looking a little bare bones, a little barren. This page is just some watercolors. Is it boring? I think it's boring. We already saw this page, of course. This page right here I like. Well, this page right here I really like, just because it's a movie that I like. Enough said. Some more stuff, more junk. A lot more junk, jeez. This is all something I did on my own time. This was all from the last live stream that I did last week. And since then, we got some new stuff. Ooh, spooky, scary. I'm trying to do more figure drawings, which we're going to see more of today. So this was just me getting a head start on that earlier in the week. Quite happy with some of these. I like this one. I like that one. Oh, I like that one too. I like the face that I did on this one. Just some... You can really tell that I'm trying to learn composition, that I'm trying to get better at doing composition, so I'm doing a lot of composition studies. Mainly from video game screenshots. Now, isn't that something? People, just more people. I love drawing people. Excuse me. Just kidding. Here we have just some more like drawings, I guess. I did these yesterday, and I did these too today. I like how I made this guy. There's a bit of lag on the camera. Psh, I don't care. That's fine. As long as the audio is good, that's all that I care about. It's probably because I have it in Bluetooth right now. If I had to guess, I need to find a way to connect it to the camera just when I move my hands. So if I do this, it goes crazy. That's okay. As long as you can see what's on the page, that's all that matters. Yeah, so just we have this little stout looking fella right here. And we have this silly little horse. All the poses from reference, but I gave the horse a wild looking expression. I had his teeth flaring out. Now, is that not just the the damn silliest thing that you have ever seen? Because if it's not, please show me some silly things. Okay. We are going to, well, we're gonna do some figure drawings today. I guess there's really not much else to say. I'm just gonna get into it. So we're gonna, what day is today's the 8th, correct? Yeah, it's the 8th. We're gonna use a brush pen that I got. Janvier 2025. 25? You can tell over here that I actually wrote 2024 instead of 2025. Damn it. I'm so funny. I apologize for the squeaking chair once more. I need to get something out of my bag. And that something is... It's just a little pen filled with diluted ink. Alright, so because I'm using some brand new streaming software that I haven't been using before, I have the unique opportunity to display like screenshots on the screen. So I thought that I'd I'll show you right here. This is just a screenshot that I used for testing, but I can essentially just have it on screen so I can show you what references I'm using. Isn't that cool? But this isn't the one that we're going to be doing currently, actually. Well, I'm gonna do a look-see on Pinterest real quick. I'm gonna find just a thing that I like, and we're gonna throw that on the effing screen. So I'm gonna mute my mic while I do this, so you don't have to hear me squeaking and tip-tapping everywhere. Okay. Oh, that feeling when it takes you literally like 30 minutes to figure out how to get a fucking screenshot to appear. Yikes. Alright, let's just draw this. Oh my god. Alright. Again, I'm so sorry for this squeaky little chair. They say the squeakiest gear gets the lubiest oil, but that doesn't really seem to be the case here. Yeah. I don't know if the music is too loud, so I'm just gonna turn it down a little bit. Okie doke. We are simply just gonna be drawing this fella. You know, we could like go based off of like spine and stuff. It seems to have some like sort of like this thing going potentially. He's sort of like hunched over. There's definitely a lot of guesswork when it comes to this. I'm still learning how to do figures correctly, but you know. We know that they're looking down at the very least. And then it's about half. Another half right there, right? Correct? Where do the legs attach to the torso? I know that you got like this little shape going on right here and they attach like right there, so just generally. I'm looking more for negative space than I am like actual like anatomical signposts. And that's my fault as an artist. At like the bottom of the shoe there. Sort of. Arm tucked in. The other arm's tucked in right there. We don't even see it. Just an insinuation of it. Hands like right there. Ish. It's like big old parka on. Sort of like emphasize that shape. Like that right there. Correct. And a cup of coffee in this hand. Coffee is gonna go right there. And then sort of. It's got like a Bane jacket on from the Dark Knight. Make the image a bit bigger just so I could see it better. Oh, that glorious crisp HD detail. There's so much more that I can see now. I'm gonna extend that leg up just slightly. What's sort of like got this sort of upward tilt to it. It's kind of like a bag that's like hanging down, but I kind of want to like make it look a little bouncier. I don't know if that'll like sort of give it a bit better movement. Then we're just gonna make this puffer look a bit bigger. And then as far as like the hat's concerned, since he's looking down, we see a bit more of the top of his head. Like looking down. I feel like I should like have like that. Okay. That's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and keep in mind this is very warm-uppy. Warm-uppy. Give that beanie a little bit of texture. Just realized that his coat doesn't really show up on that end right there, so we're really not gonna do that. And it gets heavier right there. And we're just gonna do the shadow right here. There's like a little like triangular shadow looking thing. Like it comes down like that. And we're gonna lightly, sort of lightly show that he does indeed. He is a real person and has like a face. That his eyebrows are just kind of like that. And we don't really see much of his eyes since he's looking down, so we just see like a little half crescent shape. Yeah, we don't really need to like show like too much facial detail right here, I don't think. But, I don't care too much about like the little intricacies in this right here. I'm just sort of, again, looking for like shapes. We do see that he's got like this sort of puffy looking thing right here. Boom. Like that right there. It's sort of, that comes down to that. Then sort of have that. It creates like a little flat section on his arm. Coming down. I want to make it look like puffier, if that makes any sense. We got like folds and stuff right in there. And we know he has like a phone, but not really much indication of like a hand. So I'm just gonna like do a little line like that. We know he's got a coffee, and you can see his little fingies poking through it to the top of the lid. Dumb Starbucks. He's got a cup of like dumb Starbucks. Sort of that comes down right there. Probably shouldn't have made that line as thick as I did. Hello, Lydia. You're late. What's good? Hello, Habes. I'm glad you could join us again. And Ghostly Kid, though I know you in person, Ghostly Kid. I'm so happy to see you guys. Thank you for coming. We're using OBS now. I have my my reference image that I'm using pulled up on the screen right here. That's awesome. Isn't that just amazing? Isn't that the greatest thing ever? So yeah. I don't know if I showed you guys, if you guys were here for these things, but this is I did these earlier today. Did these yesterday. These the other day. Those the other day. Those the other day. And y'all were here for these. Isn't that something else? So yeah, today's order of business is I'm really just trying to do some more like figure sketches because anatomy is my weakest link. So I'm not necessarily like going like step by step signpost anatomy. I'm going mainly just like for like observation, if that makes any sense. So that's really what we're doing here today. I don't know why, but I just like got the feeling to sort of add a drop shadow to these right here. Thank you for indulging me in that, of course. Maybe that makes it pop up. Okay, we're gonna pull that image back up. We're just drawing this guy running. And if you have any criticisms or pointers for me on anywhere I might be lacking, I'm here for criticism. Not that like I'm like, please, you have to give me criticism if you don't want to, but sort of just like this bag right here. I don't know, like I feel like I imagine him sort of like bopping like up and down, you know? So like, I don't know, I kind of want to make this bag have a bit of motion, but I'm no animator, of course, so I don't really know how to do something like that. So we're just gonna I don't know, wiggle lines. In comics, we call that emanata, whenever you have sort of like smoke lines coming from a cigarette, or like little wiggle lines like this right here, or like even like a little exclamation mark. But I don't know what you would actually, I don't know what you would call them specifically. Just now realizing that I made his legs too short, which is what I feel like I did with this guy right here. So we're gonna extend his legs just a wee bit, adding sort of some texture for the folds and everything. And that goes pretty much perpendicular with or parallel with the horizon. And boom, and feet. God. We're here with the feet again. Sort of looks like that, and the point is like over here more, and it's a bit more flat, so that's all we're doing. Yikes. See, there's like this cool triangular shadow right at the pant leg that's sort of like it's almost there with the shoe. And then here's like the thing that confuses me most about shoes is whenever they're like pointing upwards, you can see the sole and like the top of the shoe at the same time. If you catch my drift, that always confuses me. Like whenever like you see someone's like shoe from the front, but like you see like where the toe box like curves up, but then you also see like the top right there. That like that little shape always confuses me. I don't even know what that is. Like what's that even? What is that? Genuinely. Okay. I accidentally gave him my little chicken legs. Alright, so we're gonna darken that just because like that's in the background of the figure and it is not really visually important. My biggest thing that I want to get good at is like through shadows and whatnot, sort of like creating like a decent hierarchy of like importance through just like what's receding and what's not. And I think like I see one of the ways that some artists do that is by like having, if there's like a leg behind another, you kind of just like black it out, or you like hatch it or something. Yeah, that was decent enough for our line work. I'm just gonna go over with this right here, and I think I'm just gonna do like the pant leg. And like the jacket, I think. Bro's on his phone, he's not even looking where he's going. Like, what if he gets hit by a car? What if he did get hit by a car shortly after this image was taken? We'd be none the wiser, we wouldn't know. And, I don't know, that would just make me feel bad. Yeah, sort of do that. With the bag and the coffee cup and everything. If you have the question, why the hell is he using a blue colored pencil? I feel like it's because I feel like it. Alright. There's one little one down. I'm gonna mute my audio so you don't have to hear me typing away at my thing. I'm gonna look on Pinterest and see if I can just find anything else that interests me, so we'll be back on that in a sec. Okay, and we're back. I think I found one that I like. Sort of like this guy. Is it wrong of me to not give, like, credit attribution? Half of everything on Pinterest is stolen anyways. This is from Domingo to Dudamel, Clive Barda's best photos. So I'm guessing this is Clive Barda's photograph. I don't think this is Clive Barda. I think this is his photograph of a musician, I guess? I'm sorry that I keep on tapping the microphone with that. That's gotta be really annoying. Okay. No, this isn't like a full body. That doesn't really bother me. We're just gonna sort of capture where... Oh my god, he's Loomis heading. I'm sorry. You know, I love the Loomis head. I really do. I just sometimes I feel like it doesn't really like capture exactly what it is that I'm looking for, if that makes any sense. I just like, sometimes I'm like, damn, that, I don't understand what the hell a Loomis head is. This guy's got like a mean scowl sort of on his face. But I know he's just deep in thought. He's also got little like glasses on, sort of almost obstruct his vibe. His what are those things called above your eyes? Eyebrows. Those things. And then there's just like the general blocky shape of the hair, I guess, is what we'll put there. Yeah, and then he's got like a little triangle thing going on there. I think it's good enough. And then here's the fun part. We sort of just do a quick contour of the collar. I love drawing shirt collars. Something about doing like a shirt collar is just like very satisfying. And you know what? They're still in fashion to have collars, so you see them on everyone. You know, it's like you'll never get tired of drawing collars because just everybody has a freaking collar on. But good for me because I like doing. Oh my god, he's got this like weird thing going on with his arm where it's behind his head, and it's sort of receding away from the camera. Then it widens back up because he's got like a sleeve on. So we're gonna assume that like his wrist is pointing that way because we can see the opening of his little thing. So it's a cylinder. For all intents and purposes, his arm is a cylinder right now, and he's sort of got like the baggy clothes. It's being stretched right there, a little bit straight because it's being pulled taut by his trapezoid. Not trapezoid, tricep. I work out, can you tell him? Then his back, he's got like a, you know, if you look at the general shape of his back, he's got like this like triangle thing going on, from what I can tell. So we're gonna use that as like a little guide for like just this overall shape. So it like curves back in. He's got his little belly sticking out. Oh, beautiful. With the arm too, it's like another little triangle. So we're gonna simplify it as so. And the length of his like bicep, tricep, his upper arm is like about as long as this is bent right here. So we're gonna use that as a unit of measurement just to keep the proportion right. Would you look at that? I'm already pretty close. We just need to extend it a little bit more. Perfect. I get you. Wait, I get you. The little twisty, but that goes behind the neck is so satisfying to draw. Oh, you mean like this little bit right here? Something about it? 100%. I love doing the little like the little like swoop. You know, you almost got like a little S curve. I love doing S curves. I have a sketchbook that's just like where I do like practices and exercises, and it's just filled with like S curves and C curves and so on and so forth. Just because I like to torture myself. Thank you for pointing out that collar because I did put it a bit too low. I'm looking at the image right now, and it's sort of like it's covering his chin almost because he's got his head tilted toward the camera. We're gonna worry about tilts too much right now. We're not too advanced. Yeah, that bit. You get it. You get it. You totally get it. I love drawing collars, and like I don't know, like she's got a collar on, he's got a collar on. That's like a collar that he's got on right there. Yeah, collars. And what's so awesome about a collar is that it's just a rectangle. It's more or less all it is. Just a silly little rectangle. All right, I'm gonna get to sort of that little bit right there, and because his arm is sort of bent, you know, a lot of this right here where you would normally see of like an arm going out that way is gonna get pretty foreshortened because it's facing away from the camera, right? So we're gonna do a lot of it's gonna be like covered pretty much. That right there. Then hands. we're just gonna throw in a quick palm. Right, that's like the sort of like where his like thumb is, I guess. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy palm right there. Oh, I forgot that he has a hand up here, but it's sort of covered by that. Again, another just like general little box shape that sort of like shrinks, but then becomes bigger. It gets like over here. Again, a lot of that is covered, so we're not gonna try and do too much with it. Boom, boom, psh, psh. Those mundane things become the most fun to draw somehow. It's the little things. 100% agree. Part of the reason why I love drawing so much is that it forces you to focus on those quote unquote like mundane things in life, because you just get to be able to pick apart the things in life that you don't really, you know, sit and observe all that much, the things that you take for granted, and just like, I don't know, like something as simple as like the I don't know, like I'm trying to think of an example on this page right here, but like something as simple as just like the way that somebody's hand, like sort of like slightly curves down when they have it balled out in a fist, you know, like that little contour, you know, it's like a hand's a hand, right? But they're so expressive, and there's so many like there's so much minutia there that you can just get lost in if you really want to, and I love that. I absolutely love that. Speaking of minutia of hands, I got the angle of that wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I do have such an appreciation for life whenever I draw. I just like I find just new things that I love to look at all the time, and I found myself observing things more closely in public. If you ever talk to me in person and you see me like staring like at like I don't know, like your like eyebrows or something, or if you feel that I'm like not looking at you directly in the eyes, I'm like looking at like the shape of your face to try and like see what like is like different about it. Not different in like oh they're different, but like to be like oh like the way that your nose covers your eye when you have your head tilted that way. Is that weird? I feel like I don't feel like that's weird. I'm gonna use the brush pen for this right here because I'm crazy. It's not a psycho. And we're gonna start with the collar because I like that shape, as we've discussed right here, and it just gets black right there. Here's my other favorite thing whenever you get with like collars and everything, like anything that like wraps around something, but collars and like pant legs especially, is that when it wraps around, normally you would throw like the outline like right here, like at the very edge of like where the turn is. But like my favorite thing to do with collars is that I introduce the outline, but I leave a little bit of a gap right there, and I love to bring that around to show that that is a 3D object that has like form like on top of it. Because like your collar, if you look at it at the image right here, it's sort of like it has a top that you can see when it wraps around. One of my favorite things to do. Sort of like, I don't know, throw in that little curve right there. We're dealing with like a really wrinkly shirt right here, so it's going to be a real battle of choosing which wrinkles to emphasize and like which ones to just flat out ignore. Definitely a lot of that going on. Don't want to get too lost in the sauce now. You know, I don't want to focus too much on one thing right off the bat, or else I'll just get stuck on it. No, I get to the end of it being like, what did I accomplish today? Like, what did I do here? It's kind of like a... Because he's scowling, he's got like a little line right there on his nose that sort of comes down the tip of edge of his mouth, and that's perfect for letting us sort of figure out like where his mouth begins. He's got his lip upturned because he's making I'm assuming he's just like scowling at the audience, like, how dare you come and see me? You came here to see my show? Now, is there something wrong? Is there something wrong with you? I'm just realizing that he's like a composer. He's like a director. He's got a director's wand in his hand right here. No, I don't want to like mess up the trajectory on this. Does that look like it's connected to him? We'll probably go over with the ink afterwards to sort of differentiate that, put it into the background. So with all of this stuff going on back here, I could draw every fold, but we're gonna iconify it. We're gonna simplify it because this is not an ultra realism piece. And I do think it's very impressive people that can do like ultra realism, but that's not what I'm here for. I am very much interested in like how people use shapes to communicate ideas and forms expressively. I like that. I like that. And for the hand, we're just gonna give it a couple like notches and bumps and whatnot. Sort of boom, occlusion shadow, and then boom, 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 because it 1, 2, 3, because it like recedes away, and you don't really need to show too much with that. And of course, his thumb sort of. It's got this little silly little thing going on. Again, it's not really. Don't really care about that hand too much. For all intents and purposes, right now, that hand is dead to me. It's dead to me. We don't care about that hand. Then for the hair, we're gonna indicate. Yep. Here's the thing: is that I have a what's the word? I have a bachelor's in English. I've spent my entire academic career writing papers and just browsing through thesauruses, and for the life of me, I can't remember a single goddamn word that is a synonym for indicate. Shows? See, that's not professional enough. That doesn't have the pizzazz. This highlight right here indicates that there's a light in the room with the guy. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. Big old. Big ass eyebrows. Not that there's anything wrong with the big ass eyebrows. I actually think the really thick eyebrows are cool, and I wish my eyebrows were thicker. I'm projecting. Does he look mad? He looks mad in that, I think. Bring his hairline down a bit more, sort of. Yeah. Not a caricature artist either, but I think there's a certain amount of playfulness you can have when drawing people. And we're gonna show this curve right here that I really like. That little fold where it's sort of bunching up. The fold that nothing beats it. The fold here indicates that there's a fold in the clothes. I'm gonna stop. Like this horse right here. Wait, no. Wait, that my I don't even know what I would call it. I was gonna relate that to like beating a dead horse, like a joke beating a dead horse, but this horse is alive and well, and if anything, he's thriving. Womp womp. Boom. Thick shadow. Ooh, is that dramatic? Was that too much? Chat, can we get a vote? Was that too much? Was that shadow too much right there for right there? I think not. I think not. I think we're allowed one playful thick shadow for this. Shoop. A lot of curves here, a lot of folds. But again, it's so in the light that you don't really get a lot of that. It's a very low contrast thing, so we're not gonna do too much there with that. With this though, I feel like I need just like a little bit more. Same thing for down here. Shoop, shoop, shoop. Whenever I think of doing like shadows and stuff with a brush pen, I think of either Kim Jong-gi, which like literally every living artist nowadays thinks of him whenever they think of like people who are amazing artists, but also think of Ethan Young, who's a graphic novelist. He has this graphic novel called Nanjing the Burning City, and fantastic read. Pretty quick too. You can get through it in like a night if you really wanted to. Keep in mind it does have some very mature themes because it is about the Japanese invasion of Nanjing, but very poignant story and something that should not be forgotten. But his art is just insanely good. Daring but gives him character. Dare I say, musical character? Wait, what does a music note look like? We're gonna conjure up a music note right here. That's gonna be where would a music note originate from this guy? From his hand? Yeah, from like his hand, I think. We're gonna sort of. Oh my god, real artist test. Can you draw a circle? What? Music note sort of looks like that? Is that what a music note looks like? It's an F with a boot. Is that a music note? It's coming. It's coming from him. I think that needs a bit of a darker outline too, since all that's in shadow. Same thing. I want to do a thick to thin here, or a thin to thick. Sort of like that. Maybe sort of define his back a little bit more. Yeah, but as I was saying, Ethan Young, fantastic artist. The art in that graphic novel that I read, Nanjing the Burning City, absolutely stellar. Dude knows his way around a brush pen. Brush pens are just so finicky and difficult to use. God, I hate brush pens. I don't hate brush pens. I just used a brush pen on this right here, but gives you hand cramps. Gives you hand cramps, and it makes it really. It's very difficult because you have to hold it in certain ways. All right, let's give it a rating. Does that look like him? All right. Do the little side by side. All right, we're gonna do a little self-critique here. I think his head is pointed a little bit too forward. I think I did that to compensate for my inability to show that his head was tilting towards the camera, so I just drew it facing forward a little bit, when in reality he's almost leaning back. You see his facial features. His facial features in the reference image sort of fall back like that, so that's my fault. Same thing with the rest of his body. I should have really followed my guidelines a bit more closely and made that sort of like tilting back angle come back like here more. I think that gesture could have made it just a bit more expressive. But as far as like proportions go, and a bit more. This arm though, it's all right. Could have made it a bit shorter, but if we take the reference image away, I think it looks decent. here I am. I'm like saying to myself, yeah, I think it looks good. Yeah, I drew it. I'm biased. Biased to myself. Like, yeah, I think this looks good. Of course. All right, I'm gonna put my microphone on mute while I look for another thing to draw. So, yeah, missing the lean movement, but good overall. Thank you. Hello, I'm back. Sorry, I didn't see your second comment, Habes. Have you checked out Just Draw Party on here? Dope for practicing movements. No, I have not, but there's no better time than the present, right? You say Jess, G-E-S Draw Party? Maybe I have. Wait. It's hard to keep up with the all the videos that you've seen. Like, have I seen that? Maybe in passing. Not subscribed to them, though. Just Draw Party. Jess or G-E-S? No, but... Ooh, it's free online art reference updated on a weekly basis starting March 18th. Upload every Thursday. Ooh! I love that. Okay, we're not going to do this today just because I don't know. Wait, we're going to show my technical prowess here. I don't know how to get that on the screen. But thank you very much for thank you very much for that. I will check that out on my free time because finding reference images, especially on Pinterest, is getting harder and harder because there's so much AI crap online right now. So thank you. I use I don't know if you've heard of the website Line of Action, but like I use Line of Action a bit for just like drawing quick gestures or like timed practice and stuff. But yeah, thank you. Genuine thanks. Okay, here's our new screenshot. Wait, Vine boom sound effect. Okay. I didn't pick these out before now, so I'm just like scrolling through Pinterest and the first thing that catches my eye I'm picking. But is that freaking Jim Carrey? And is he pointing at us? There's a little bit of a story here, you know? Like, I think we can make up a bit of a story. Like, perhaps, like, we're, like, some, like, poor person that he found on the ground. And he's like, hey, you. Okay. Here's... I had to pick something that would, like, be, like, pretty, what do you mean is that? Is that, like, a rat? Stupid animal? Maybe I'm the stupid one. Yeah, I had to go ahead and pick something that like would be like difficult. Okay, here's the fun part about palms, about hands, is that they have a curve. They're not straight. They're not just like you draw them as boxes, but they have a curve to them. And we see that here with like his knuckle, his like two knuckles right here. So we're gonna sort of ghost It's not really ghost. Just putting that in there. We know that he has a knuckle here. We know that he has a knuckle up here. We know that he has two little knuckles side by side right here. First step done. And then we know we don't have to worry about measuring out the thumb placement on the palm. Typically whenever you're doing like a palm, your thumb, like the bend of your thumb is gonna fall like halfway to your palm, if that makes any sense, like right there, like your knuckle. So you would just draw like another like triangle right there. But because he's like facing away from it, or his hand is just like facing towards us, we don't need to worry about that. But we do need to worry about there's this like little fat pad right here, and we can see the knuckle of his thumb, and then it sort of like curves down like that right there. We're not going to worry about the fingers too much right now. I want to get in sort of the rest of it right here. His head is sort of like here-ish. If we look at like this knuckle right here, it's sort of like will curve out right there, right? And his head is sort of faced, will tilt to the side. Yeah. Then we sort of see the thing that I'm not sure right here is I don't know if I really want to make this look like Jim Carrey or just like a generic character. I could make him try and look like Jim Carrey, but And here's another fun thing, because he's looking down, their ear is gonna fall lower than your if you were doing a Loomis head, your brow line right here. Then you can sort of see like his forehead bone, and he's got some like hair. I don't know why I was just reminded of this right here, but like drawing the hair like this, I'm gonna show like my immaturity and I guess just like my childhood interests, but like has anyone here watched like Ninjago, like watching Ninjago growing up? And I say that because I see anytime I see like short spiky hair, I think of Kai from Ninjago. Yeah, don't know why I was feeling that right there. I didn't do his head close enough to his hand right here, but we're gonna do a little bit of invention right here and just say that he has a bigger sleeve, and then it puts us like slightly more in the ballpark of where we need to be. He's got a big old thick old neck. He's got a big old collar that sort of comes down, and then like boom. He's got like a jacket that's sort of popping out right there. That's the other side of his jacket. Being very loose with this part right here, and then if we imagine like his like arm right there, it sort of comes down like that, you know what I mean, sort of like shoot, then it's sort of he's like whoop, and then whoop. He's got a big old trench, he's got like a trench coat on or something. The heck, Jimothy Carey, Jimothy. There's got to be like a shortened version of like, or like a longer version of Jim. You know, like how like for like Richard, people like to be like, hey Rick, what's the Jim? Food for thought. If we're looking at like sort of like the alignment of the knuckles, I'm seeing like this like sort of like curved shape right here. So I'm gonna like make his knuckles follow that sort of trajectory. His pinky's way out here. Sort of out a little bit more. So then, yeah, we're just gonna. Another thing too, whenever I think about drawing fingers, is that I think of the way that that the author and mangaka Jujutsu Kaisen, the way that he draws fingers, he makes them look all boxy and like he have like really sharp joints and everything, which I think is really cool. But I'm not good enough to sort of like make those sorts of exaggerations, but just something to note if you're ever looking at Jujutsu Kaisen art, like official Jujutsu Kaisen art, is that like look at the hands, look at the way he draws hands. Very interesting stuff. We're not seeing a lot of this finger right here since it's sort of like coming out at us, so it gets incredibly foreshortened. And there is a bigger gap with his thumb right here between that and his finger, and I think his thumb is just slightly smaller. And it's sort of, yeah, maybe it's not long enough. Oh no. Is that something we can fix in the inking phase? Yes! Because I'm too lazy. Here I am, I'm being like, yeah, I need to do this for practice, but I'm like, I don't feel like doing that. A terrible artist. Terrible artist admits that he doesn't like drawing thing. I fell off, apparently. God, I fell off. Right there, and then this like pad of his thumb sort of like goes up right there, and then the rest of this little black, this is from like his like coat, right? There's a little bit of a pinch right here from where that bends, so we're just gonna exaggerate the angle of that pinky. Why? Just because I feel like it. Sort of like, I'm eyeballing the measurements of these fingers as well, kind of paying attention to the negative space. This isn't an anatomy lesson. I think there's a time and a place for being like, I need to have perfect anatomy, but I'm just drawing, man. I'm just shooting the proverbial HIT with everyone here. I want to give like an upturn sort of like look right there. The eyes sort of got like a making him look smug. Like, I want to punch this guy. I don't even know who. It's doing like a JoJo pose. I don't know how to think about it. Okay, here's the real question. Do I want to go brush pen again, or do I want to do the Fude nib? Oh my god, I completely lied earlier when I said that I go over with this bit with ink, with ink wash. Sorry. I'm not a man of my word. I think I'm gonna go with a pen again, just because it's fun. Okay, we're gonna start with the face here. We're gonna try and go pretty light on the lines for the face, except where we see more of like shadow, I guess. Because there's a lot of shadow, especially like right down here. Yeah. And then it goes pretty straight up, just from the angle that we're working with here. Maybe it curves in a bit right there, but nothing too extreme. Would love to learn, and this just comes from like more practice and doing studies of other artists, but like I would love to have like a style of drawing faces. I just don't really. At the moment, I'm kind of just like trying out different things whenever I'm drawing, just trying to find the one thing that like satisfies me. I haven't gotten there yet. I feel like I've gotten close a couple of times, but nothing where I can be like, this worked, let's replicate it. Would love to get there at one point. Just the more drawing you do, the better you get. Looks like he's crying. He's pointing at her saying, "You made me cry. You made me cry. What's your problem? Apologize now." Oh, sorry, dude. You made me sad. I hate you. I hate you. Okay. Chill out, dude. It's not that big of a deal. Jim, if I can even call you that. Jimothy. Nope. We're gonna... This is gonna be a fill, so I don't really care too much about getting a perfect, perfectly textured, smooth outline. Then sort of like boom. And it sort of does a little S-curve. And it comes back in. And then it sort of like comes out right there and it goes. Perfect. Draw a little line right there because there's like another little clothing piece right there. This is very JoJo now that I'm looking at it right here. Just I think it's the act of pointing at somebody and sort of like leaning back a little bit. Very JoJo. We're gonna thicken that finger, 1 to differentiate it so we can tell that it's a finger, and 2 to show that it's like in shadow. Then once we get like up here with that little knuckle right there will indicate that there's a finger there. And also, it's about as good as we'll get with the ink. At least we can go over with a wash if we want to indicate there's a finger there. One part with this finger right here is that it ends underneath the finger, so we don't really see the terminal end of that finger. Here's another thing I always have issues with. That's a messy line right there, I'm sorry. It's like the shapes of the tips of fingers. No, I just feel like I know what the shape is, I can just never get it right. Then that sort of like boom, that sort of goes in a little bit. Perfect. Then this line, boom, boom. Look at that. Boom. Oh, amazing. Good stuff. We'll break this up a little bit since it's like in light. Make it a little bit more spotty. We can see a fingernail right there. Gross fingernails. People have those still? Then thumb goes out a bit further than I was initially thinking because we have like a bit of a where it wraps around. And then shoot. A lot of the shape of this thumb is going to be silhouetted against the blackness of the coat. Show a little bit of a thing there. And then, of course, is that right there? Can't think of anything else. Actually, I can think of something else. Put a button right here. I'll try and not go over that with the brush pen. No promises. Things happen. Ugh. Can I zoom in with this? I think I can. Oh, I can. I should have been doing this sooner. That's amazing. Oh, heck yeah. Go me. Go me. Alright. Question if there's anyone still watching. I really can't tell if anyone's watching right here. Is the music like annoying or too loud or anything? What is this saying right here? YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, as such viewers will experience buffering. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, that's my internet. I'm sorry that there's buffering. I don't even remember the question I was asking. I feel like I'm offering a subpar experience. Good thing I'm not doing anything that's like very like motion reliant. What's my chat? OBS has its little quirks, you know, that I'm not quite like too familiar with right now. So it's gonna be a lot of like ironing on. Music genre and volume are great. Okay, thank you. Oh, I didn't even see you HFALF Wait, FJ. Oh, that's falafel. Is that what I said? Falafel. Love your style. Thank you. I don't know if I'd call it a style yet, because it's not something I can replicate. But I appreciate it. And Habes, thank you. Oh, thanks for the Zoom. You're welcome. I just remembered that I could do zooming on this. And music genre and volume are great. Yeah! Big old thumbs up. Woo! Okay. Well, I'll play around with a different music selection in the future. I know there's a way to sort of like rotate music tracks. That's not something that I had time to figure out how to do before this stream. And this is sort of like testing out using the software. I will look into it more. I'll have in the future. I just realized that we have a little bit of a line going here from this cowgirl that's like shooting up in the corner up here. So we gotta preserve that. Because she's shooting this little rat creature that's in the bottom right here. I don't even know what that is. Dude, the thing is, I pulled up a picture of a mouse. You know, it's like, yeah, she's shooting a mouse. That's not a mouse. That's a. I don't know what that is. Like, it has eye. It has like fly eyes. See, that doesn't help. That just made it worse. Hey, real stuff right here. If you like pens, if you're a big pen head like me, this pen is kick-ass. It's Pigma BB. It's got archival ink, so you can watercolor over it. But look at that. There's nothing better than just getting a nice black fill like that. Nothing better. Well, there are better things. Probably like a quarter pounder with cheese would probably top that. On the correct day, on a right day. Since I'm sort of like, I can't think of anything to say while I'm doing a black fill like this right here. I've had a song stuck in my head that I've been like, I don't know, I guess just like singing in my head a lot. But there's this band that I really love. Their name is Kiltro. I've seen them live twice, and their music is incredibly addicting. But their most recent album that came out about 2 years ago is called Underbelly. If you want to hear some of the best music that you've ever heard in your life, I recommend listening to them. I have them on repeat constantly, along with like Lord Huron and like 21 Pilots, I guess. But there's one song off the other album that's just been stuck in my head. It's called Erasures. I just see, I told you that I cover up one of the buttons right here, and I did. Wait, let me spell Erasures because I think. Wait, Erasures. I think that's how you spell it. It's I believe it's a place in Cuba because they're a Cuban American band. But if you want to hear a song that's been stuck in my head, give that a listen. I love that band with all of my heart, and I would love to see them live once more. Okay. Now that black fill is done, wait, we're gonna give them fingernails. Even though they're sort of in shadow right here, we're just gonna give a little indication of fingernails. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to double count that that I gave him the correct amount of fingers, because I commissioned a piece of artwork probably like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just now realized, I looked back on it. one of the hands that the person drew, it had 6 fingers on it. I was like, how did I not catch that? You can't tell. Like, it's something I had to double take with, and it took me like 3 years to realize, but I was like, they have 6 fingers. And that's why I became an artist. So I did. So that would not happen to me. So that wouldn't happen to me. Okay. We're gonna try and you know what, before we go on with the ink wash, I'm just gonna give some wrinkles in the fingers because I feel that to be something we should emphasize. The wrinkles in the fingers indicate that the fingers are wrinkled? The living horse. The living Night of the Living Horse. I have a weird relationship with horses because I grew up, my father, when we used to live in Ohio, he would board horses, and so I would grow up around horses a lot, but I would not classify myself as like a horse lover. When I played Red Dead Redemption 2, my horse was just a tool, a means to an end. But then, you start to play the game more, and you're like, wait, I love my horse. I'm a mild horse enjoyer now. Scared to death of the things. I don't know if anyone here has ever ridden a horse, but God, it's scary. I feel like you're gonna fall off at any given moment. And if you do fall off, that's like 11 feet in the air. Like 11 feet in the air. That's hyperbole. But yeah, horses are freaky creatures, and they eat apples and stuff. So I can find a bit of kinship with that because I eat a lot of apples. I need to find what's the word? I need to find a new level of dilution for this ink right here. Or I just need to get a better brush pen, I think. Because this one's very inconsistent, and it's very cheap, too, so I can't be too mad that the ink flow isn't very consistent. But I was at this stationery store here recently. It's not near where I live. I had to drive quite a ways to get to it because where I live we don't have a lot of stuff like that. But I went to the stationery store, and they had like such a wide selection of pens, which is where I got this pen right here. They had some brush pens there that looked incredibly premium. They were like the refillable brush pens, so kind of like this right here, but they looked super premium. And I was like, oh, I want to buy one now, but I haven't done any research to like which of those would look like would be the best for me, like because I know there's different like brush tips and everything. So before I go back again, I'm gonna do more research to see which little brush pen that I like better, that I will like better. Do figure there. Does he have dark hair? He does. That's Mr. Carey for you. He has hair. Oh, he has hair. All right. Comparison. The hand I'm satisfied with. The fingers could be a bit thicker. But I think that was an intentional choice on my behalf to sort of like make them like be a bit more stickish. But I could also just be lying to myself. Actually, yeah, I'm just lying to myself. The goal was to recreate the pose, and I didn't do it perfectly. So the fingers could be a bit thicker, a little bit more stubby. My bad. I like the shape, the silhouette right here of this jacket. So I quite like that. Though I feel like as if this tangent could be followed, or that trajectory could be followed a bit better. Okay. Sort of blocked the bullet. It shot through the jacket. The bullet shot through the jacket. So yeah, I like that silhouette there. Collar could be a bit more pronounced. Comme ça. I think back here is good. Not that I had as much to do as if with this right here. The face, it's that thing with faces. I'm just not very good at like indicating that tilt. You know, you can tell like on the reference images that his head is like tilted up a bit more because you can see that the underside of his chin. You know, because like your chin doesn't go straight into your neck, so there's like an underside plane to it. You can see that on the reference image. I didn't capture that here. That's my bad. I just need to draw more faces from like lower angles. But other than that, pardon me, I just sneezed. Other than that, I'm liking this one. I'm liking the vibe of this one. We really vibed out on this one. We hit the vibe. Wait. Let the vibe. 21 Pilots reference. Let the vibe. Ooh, little rat creature, little rat guy. Look at that. We JoJo posed all over them. Perfect. I think, what time is it? It's 8:19. I think we got one. I think we have time for one really quick final one to finish the page. So we are going to, oh my goodness. Woo. Transform, fit to page, fit to screen. Yeah. And then you, my good sir, right back there. All right. We're gonna find one more good one. We're gonna put it like right down here, and I think we'll call it a night because I have work at 5 in the morning. Ah, damn it. Sorry, I had to turn my mic back on because I just read the comment here. The King Froglet, thank you. Wow, these are beautiful. You're beautiful, beautifuler. If you'd like to stay and watch, we're gonna do one final one before I go to sleep. You want to draw a comic one day, but your drawings improve slow. Slow improvement is good improvement. My stuff, I don't have my older sketchbooks like right on hand right here, but drawing for like a little over a year now, like a year and a half or so, and it has felt like a snail's pace, but I've learned a lot, and I'm still learning more, and I know it's going to be like a slow process, but like I'm here for it. 9 times out of 10 it's about the journey, not the destination. Unless you're finding $1 million like in a ditch somewhere, then it is the destination, in which the destination would be like what, $1 million? Yep. But you want to draw a comic one day? I do too. I'm writing a comic right now. I'm working on the 2nd episode in my comic making series, I guess. But I'm in the writing process of my first comic, and I'm sort of like building up my writing and my drawing skills sort of at the same time. But I'm working through that. I have a separate journal that I'm writing my comic in. So if you want to stick around, not in the stream, but just like on my channel, you'll see some more of that soon. But it's my goal one day to have a physical graphic novel comic in my hand. That would be absolutely amazing. But until we get there, we gotta pour our blood, sweat, and tears into making better art, into improving. So yeah. All right, I'm gonna go find another reference image momentarily. So I'll be right back. Bada bing, bada boom. All right, here's our final one right here. Hey, you can see where I took a screenshot on the on the Pinterest website because I was too lazy to just download the image. I was like, yeah, I'll screenshot it so you can see the little large thing right here. This is going to be our final one for the night, and I'm thinking that I want to try and capture this a bit quicker than I did the others because I'm very slow when it comes to doing my stuff. So we're gonna pick up the pace on this one and just hope everything works out. So we're gonna try and do a little bit of a zoom in. Correct, c'est correct. Yikes. Yeah. Pop that right there. All right. Let's get right to it. So the first thing I'm noticing right here is that she's sort of got like this, like, yeah, like no dip, obviously, but yeah. And then thinking like that's like her center of mass is sort of like lean, like on her like feet right here. So we got a bone, like a bone. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm placing any of these lines, by the way. Sort of like her is right there, and like her hips are slightly like that right there, slightly upturned. Then I'm thinking, I don't know, I want to emphasize sort of like that right there, but yeah. Then sort of her rear, her knee, their knee. Sorry, I don't want to assume genders here. And then I could be like, I can measure out the thighs and everything right here, the length of the thighs and everything, but I'm thinking that like there's this like big triangle shape right here. You see what I mean? Where it's like boom, and then it sort of like comes in like that right there. Kind of like that. I think that's cool. It's sort of, that's all gonna flow naturally, right? I'm genuinely asking, right? Foot, goddamn these feet. Boom, like that, yeah. That knee goes out quite a bit right there. Here's another thing we need to do while we're doing this is that we need to like check our, I don't have a plumb line with me because, you know, we're not doing like traditional painting right here, but we need to see like where like our verticals are falling so we can keep everything intact. So like for like the center of her knee right here, her shoulder falls a bit to the left of that, and her head sort of falls in the middle of her thigh, so we're going to keep that in mind. And her left shoulder falls just, oh, would you look at that? Slightly to the left of her, slightly to the right of her head. Their head, sorry. Boom, boom. And then that comes down. We don't really see a lot of that. Yeah, their head is aligned. That right there. Yeah. God, I hate drawing feet. I need to get more comfortable drawing feet. Damn it. Like, what is that? What is that? What are these shapes here? I'm normally better at like looking at shapes, but God, what is that? Wait, and like here's the thing that we'll do. We know that like the foot is sort of like bearing a lot of the weight, so we're gonna create a bit of like a pinch there, I guess. And that will help obstruct that I know nothing about like foot anatomy, right? Boom, boom, boom. God. Boom, boom. The heel comes down a bit more, I think, and the heel is almost vertical to the thingy. Wait, you were trying to draw along, and it came out as Gopnik Bigfoot. What the hell did I do? Yeah, this is we do got a bit of a we got that like that semi-Slav squat here. The heels need to be planted a bit more, though. Arms are like that. They're sort of like the we're gonna think of like antagonistic like curves here. Hands come in like that. Arm is like that. And it sort of antagonizes that right there. Sort of the curve of that's right there. Hands, sort of like that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this quick. And then I proceeded not to do it quickly. And then we have sort of like we know the arm is a triangle. The chest sort of comes out like that right there. Curves in a bit and then sort of comes back down. I'm gonna bring that shoulder up a bit more, right? Right? The contour of this like negative space right here has a sort of like interesting like S curve to it. We got a slight head tilt going, so we're gonna boom, semi-luminous head mumbo jumbo. Boom. This is a lot messier than the other one. The other ones. I'm not trying to be perfect. I like big ears. I want to give like I would love that to be a hallmark of my style in the future. Is like I think big ears are fun. I think big eyes are fun as well. But again, I just I feel like I don't like have like a good like method to drawing eyes at the moment. Nor do I like have like anything else really. Boom, boom, boom. The hair. The hair is like a shape. The hair is a shape. Boom, boom. The eyes go generally there, nose goes generally there, mouth goes generally there. Okay. So I did for this sketch up here, fountain pen, brush pen, fountain pen. So I think I'm gonna brush pen this one just to keep it even. Tu sais ce que j'ai dit? Le français? Speak a bit of French. I'm as American as I get, so. Mr. America. Mr. America. And then we got like the hair, and it sort of does like. I'm not gonna do the highlight. I think I've chosen in my head that I'm not gonna do the highlight. Sort of just. The back of the head doesn't really need all that much detail. Just some flat eyebrows. We'll come back to the face later. Well, we won't put a neck in. Necks need to exist in order for us to see things. Necks indicate the. What do they indicate? What do necks indicate? That we turn our heads. Sort of. Then boom. Right. We're gonna mask that mistake right there by doing some little curves or whatever. Some folds. Then, boom, boom. This curve. Do a good job with that. Oh, I die actually. You can tell I'm getting sleepy and tired because my line quality is sort of on the fritz. I am going quick too, I guess. We'll go ahead and say that's the case. There's a bit of like a fold there for the cuff of the jeans. Not the jeans, those aren't jeans, those are other things. What are they? Yeah? I think I screwed that line up right there. Then we got the hands there. Got that right there. Then boom. Comme ça. Et cela. You subbed. Have a good night. You have a good night too as well, King Froglet. I appreciate it. I really do. That is very nice. I hope you have a good night's sleep. If you're still watching, and if you're not still watching, then speaking of the wind, talking to the wind. we're not seeing a lot of hand here, so we're just gonna do that. Then for here, we do see hand, but we're gonna do the classic artist thing. We're just gonna cover them up. Okay. Show these like little stripes right here. Terrible line quality because I can't really maintain like consistent pressure. That like goes like that right there. Right? Yeah, it does. It does. Then we'll do a third line. And we're gonna break up that third line just because I feel like it. And we see a bit of the line going right here, and it sort of curves in. Comme ça. They got a necklace on. See sort of like the V there. I'm just gonna keep that back shape of the leg pretty simple. Same thing for like the shoes. I really don't feel like they need to be like crazy detailed. Again, that's just me like being like, don't need to draw them, don't want to draw them. So we could use like the cuff of the shoe in order to determine what needs to and what needs to not be drawn. Or like the shape of it, I guess. We're gonna plant that pretty firmly right there, I think. Then we got big black space, curves, shape. Size of the shoes don't match up. It's fine. Add that right there. And then the eyes. That's where I mess up all the time. I'll throw in a little bit of eyelash there. Just to give some visual interest, some visual intrigue. I think that's it. And I think that's it. Actually, I lied. It's not it. We'll go in with this for the this and the that. Do that for the pants. And for the hair, I guess. Okay. Yeah, we'll do it for the entire body. Why not? Feel like it. Alright, well, I think that is all we're gonna do tonight. Thank you everybody who tuned in to watch. It has been the utmost pleasure. I love drawing and I love doing art, and I absolutely appreciate anybody that is willing to give me the time of day, and just like come in here and just spend time with me, watch what I do, because obviously, being the person that I am, I'm like, oh, I don't deserve anybody like giving me attention, but that just means that I'm all the more appreciative whenever somebody does. So wait, I gotta show you all my face because I have to prove to everybody that I'm a real person. Wait, it's everything, right? Oh, I turned my camera off. Damn it! Oh my goodness! OMG! Wait. Oh, you get to see my face up close. Ugh. Wait, don't look at that. Don't look at that. No, stop looking at me. Okay. Oh, it's not anything better. Okay. Turn that right there. Okay. Thank you. You hear my chair squeaking. Wait, I don't know if you can tell, but I've been growing my hair out. Something. I'm normally a bald freak, but I'm not anymore. I'm a haired freak. But have a fantastic night, everybody. And we will catch you hopefully next Wednesday. Is that too much to say? Is that too much to say? Next Wednesday. So, sleep tight. If you got work in the morning, go to bed soon, like me. And if anyone watching, I don't know if there are that many people watching right now. Let's check. Let's do a little look-see. Any of the 3 people watching have any tips or tricks or other things like that the GES draw? Yeah. Good night. Ooh, good night. Yeah. If anyone has any tips or anything that they'd like to shoot my way, feel free to, because I love taking in new opportunities to learn. Yeah, I'm just jabbering. I'm just saying stuff. HFALFJL VHAFJL. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. With that, goodbye, everybody. We're gonna throw up a picture of Jesus Christ, if we're okay with that.